Good greetings, I'm Rusty Dog and welcome to this video. This I'm hoping is going to be the start of a new project, which I hope I can see through. I don't have a particular start date for this, but I just want to introduce you to it and I want to try and gauge some interest in this. I want you guys to tell me if this is something you're interested in watching. I'm probably going to put the videos out anyway as I do them. I don't envisage that I will be live streaming any of this because it'll probably be too tedious to watch. But maybe as an edited down video, it will be doable. But it's something I want to try, and if you guys are interested, the more the better. So you may have some clue by what we're looking at here. So this is an A2 sized cutting pad, and the surrounding area is my carpet. So this next series of videos, which again I don't know when the starting one's going to be, this is just an intro. I don't know when I'm actually going to start it, but hopefully soon. I'd like to maybe get started over the Christmas holidays, but we're going to see. This is going to, let me just introduce you to it first. I need to move some things out of the way first. Now what I'm going to show you is something I have two of. And I'm going to show you the one that I'm not going to be tackling. So we're going to be building a model. That's what I'm going to be doing. And it's a big one. Here it comes. Look, Independence Day shadow. Bang. That thing. The full stack space shuttle. Alright, now I have two of these. This is made by Monogram. These were quite expensive to buy. I've had them in my possession now for many years. Unbuilt, I haven't touched them. And it's about time I did. I bought them both for around the same price. They were expensive, okay, and they had to be shipped from the States, so that didn't help. But the one I'm going to be building, if I just move that off to the side, is the other one. This guy. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. So yeah, Monogram here. Sorry, that one. I'm not giving you the finger. So you have the Monogram. Now this is what we call the full stack, in that it includes the external tank, the two solid rocket boosters. You're going to have to get used to the terminology, guys, because if you're going to watch this series of videos, I'm going to be referring to them that way. So I'll be referring to this as either the tank or the external tank, or even the ET, but I doubt it. These solid rocket boosters, or SRBs, and this is either referred to as the orbiter or the space shuttle, I suppose. But I think for me the space shuttle encapsulates everything here. But yeah, I think if you say space shuttle, people just think of this bit. But this can't do anything without this. So you can't shuttle anything into space without the external tank and the SRBs. So yeah, here it's referred to as fuel tank and boosters. I'm going to stick to the actual proper names, external tank and solid rocket boosters. It's solid rocket because it's using solid fuel, basically, in here. But this isn't solid fuel. And it is highly inflammable, as we found out with Challenger, unfortunately. But I have been into the space shuttle since my school days, and when we got to do a project on anything we wanted, I picked the space shuttle. And my teacher at the time said, you're probably not going to be able to write enough down just on the space shuttle. And at the time, he was probably right, because we were in the 80s and the shuttle was a fairly new concept. Columbia had done its first trip up there, I think its first 2 trips. And we had a guy from NASA come to our school and talk to us about the shuttle. I was mesmerized that day. I was wanting to ask that guy questions after question. I asked him how the shuttle is held onto the tank. And I remember him telling me that these were something called jettison bolts. And I thought Jettison was the company, but of course it isn't. What it is the bolts will have got like an explosive on them, so they can jettison. I think it's an explosive or whatever. It's certainly something that, or a mechanism, probably safer. Don't want an explosion happening near a tank full of fuel, right? But these are bolts that have a mechanism where they literally jettison the shuttle off the tank when it gets to a certain altitude. So yeah, I've been into the space shuttle, and I ended up doing a project on the history of space flight, starting from the very beginnings of unmanned flight, going into manned flight, leading up to the shuttle. So I did that, and I ended up with a school project, which I wish I still had. I don't know what's happened to it. I don't have it anymore. But it was a very thick project. It must have been it was just really thick. And I'm pretty sure the teachers didn't go through and read them. But it was very comprehensive what I did. And I really enjoyed it because it was a subject that I loved. And I just loved the technology in this thing. Which basically, this is a craft that obviously goes up. It goes up like a rocket, but it comes down like a plane. Well, it comes down like a glider, really, in that you only get one attempt to land this. You don't, like, if if you're off course coming down, you don't get to go around and have another go, because this thing's dropping like a brick. It's the only thing slowing it down on the way in is its own aerodynamics. Its own wings is the only thing. And the fact that when it's coming down, to slow it down on its descent, they just pull the nose up, pitch the nose up, so that the full belly of the shuttle is facing the air, and it's getting as much friction, as much slowdown as possible. But you've only got one chance to nail that landing. And yeah, I think every single time they did it. So this is a 1/72 scale model. And I'm probably going to build both of them. But there are issues. And that is, they've been standing or sitting in these boxes for a while. And the reason I'm building the black box one and not the white box one is that the external tank, one of the halves of it has become distorted at the top. I will show you with this one. I've already got this one taped together, which I did years ago. But I will show you what I mean by distorted. So I'm going to have a few problems like that with maybe the shuttle body as well. But we'll work through it. I have the paints. I have the putty to putty up any holes or anything. I've got the files so we can file down plastic, make things more flatter. Masking tape, glue. Yeah, I've got all of that stuff ready to go. Now this model, when it's built, is going to be really big. I think already the shuttle itself has a wingspan of 13 inches, and I think it's 20 inches long, and that's not counting this. It's big. It is going to be big. Okay, and I also have some decals for this as well, which is in here. I've got these, and I think I've got another set of these which I ordered, which might be in this box, in this envelope, sorry, that I ordered. Let's have a look. These came from the States as well. Yeah, there we go. So we have a new set of stickers with the more correct colors for ESA and stuff like that. And these stickers have gone a bit yellow now anyway. unless they came that way. But you can see things like this is the entry to the door. I'm sorry if I'm getting the light there. This is the entry to where the pilots, the shuttle astronauts getting through the door. And this is the other version, which is more. Can you see that, what I'm pointing at? I'm trying to look at the camera here. Yeah, so this is the more complicated version, the more detailed version. We've got some more tiles here as well, so I'm probably going to be using this one. And obviously the Canada logo for the arm that comes out of the shuttle. So we've got that, and then we've got these extra tiles. So instead of painting the base of the belly of the shuttle, we can put these tiles on and give the shuttle a more authentic look. So these came separate. You can actually buy these online separately. And there are even resin kits available for this for this model kit, which make it which gives you more detailed engine nozzles and things like the cockpit as well. Now I know you're seeing this as a bit dark. I'm going to try and brighten this video up before it goes out. But anyway, so here's the sum of the tank. Let me see if I can show you this. This is that's the tank. Okay, now it hasn't got the bottom bit on, the roundy bit at the bottom, and it doesn't have the tip on. Now on one of the models, on the other model in the white box, this part here is bulging outwards, and it's caused this to squeeze inwards. So you've got a very bad fitting. This one is the better one of the two. Now, because I have those two models, plus, come here, plus another shuttle. Now, this is the shuttle just on its own, but it's the same scale. It's still Monogram, and so it's exactly the same. All the parts of here came out of the same mold as the other two. So I essentially have 2 tanks, 4 rocket boosters, and 3 space shuttles. And the space shuttles come in their own halves. So I've got 6 halves of space shuttles and 4 halves of these. Yeah. Now this is the space shuttle body itself, which is going to be somehow connected onto here. And as you can see, it's fairly large. In fact, on this cutting, if I put this here, we have 47, I guess they're centimeters. Yeah, 47 centimeters. So if we went to, like, so 30, that's like a foot and a half. A foot and a half just for, I know the camera can't really see that. Let me see if I can bring that down. So, yeah, a foot and a half for this model, just for the shuttle. And then you have this guy, which is 50 something, but that doesn't count the top. See if I can find the top here. Here it is. So there's the top. That's going to go on here like this. All right. And then on top of that, you have this. But then the rocket boosters, they sit down here. The base of those sit below. And then it's all going to have to go on a stand. So the whole thing ends up on its own display stand. I don't know if I have any pictures of a finished article. And I'll tell you what, the instructions are not that detailed. I already have built one of these shuttles, but I haven't built the stack, the full stack. I've only built one of the orbiters already, and I did that about 30 years ago. I still have it downstairs, actually. So this is the stand, which I hope you can see. Let me see if I can get it out here and show it to you. So it's basically this. and it has a couple of supports here. And I thought there was a NASA space shuttle thing to go with this. See, this bag hasn't been opened yet. It's still completely closed off. But it looks like a bit of it has escaped. So this is what I want to do. I want to build a complete full stack thing. I'm going to shuttle. Now I'm going to, at the end of this video, I'll put some pictures up of a finished version of what other people have done, so you can get an idea. So if this is something you guys are interested in seeing, then let me know. I'd like to hear from you. If it's not something you're interested in, that's cool. The videos obviously are optional to watch, but I need to do this for me. Not just the building of the model, but I need something, a project to be getting on with, to keep my mind occupied, but also a project that keeps me off the screen all day, because I don't need to be on the computer all day. And this way I can actually provide content on my channel, but I don't have to, it doesn't have to be behind a computer, but it is still space related. And I'm really looking forward to building this thing, because it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge, and all the bits have come off. There's the base for this thing. Now I don't know what these two caps are on the side, but not sure whether they're supposed to be on there like that, or which bits you snap off. I'm not going to break anything off at the moment, but it looks like these could be the base of the boosters. Let me just put this camera back up. These could be the base of the boosters, and then we have the actual nozzles at the bottom there. So this would fit hopefully on here, you see, and then you have the nozzles to go below that, and then it's probably going to have to go like this, so that this knobbly bit here lines up with that knobbly bit there, so that the shuttle can actually sit on it. Unless it does it with this side, I don't know. These, oh no, these are going to be the nozzles, the knobbly bits for the boosters to go on. So quite how the shuttle's going to be sitting on here, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. I guess we'll find out as we build. But it's going to be quite, well, I can't even get to the top there. It's going to be big. It's going to be a large thing. Yeah. So I am really wanting to do this, and this model's been, like I say, it's been sat in my possession now for. In fact, the two boxes have been sat in my possession now for quite a number of years. I bought them obviously while I was in Gibraltar, and I don't know how long ago, but these models date back to 1986. And on the other box, the white box I showed you, the shuttle itself, the actual, this bit on the other model, it's actually starting to go a little bit yellow with age. But yeah, this is kind of what we're looking at the end. Now, the one I have downstairs, the shuttle I have downstairs, which is just the actual shuttle itself, is Columbia. Because that was the first shuttle that went up. It was always my favorite one. That one obviously succumbed to a disaster as well. Unfortunately, I was so shocked with that one. as I was with the Challenger. And it's so spooky, you know, because when Challenger was launching, I noticed on the launch that there was a leak coming off one of the solid rocket boosters. I actually noticed that myself. And I wasn't sure if it was going to become anything. Let me just get over here. I wasn't sure if it was going to become anything. And then I saw a little flare, and nobody on the commentary picked up on it. And then it blew up, and it was like, oh, just knew it. Yeah. And it turns out it was just, they were in such a rush to get it launched, because they'd already missed a launch date, that they launched on an early morning after a very cold night, and there was ice built up around where these bits separate, because this all comes off in chunks. So where these separate, there's what we call O-rings, and I think they'd shrunk or something with the ice. They'd iced up, and fuel was escaping, and yeah. Anyway, so this is the other one. It's absolutely identical. The only difference is the box color, the box design. And again, I have another set of stickers in here, which, yeah, is the same. Though, yeah, there we go. Another set of stickers for the tiles. And I also have a set of stickers for a 1/44 scale shuttle, which is weird because I don't have a 1/44 scale shuttle. There you go. There's the actual thing. So any bits that I'm missing on something, I'll draw from here, and vice versa. And I have a poster as well, which is rather cool. What you're witnessing there is 3 million horsepower. Why the hell you're comparing that to horses now, I do not know. 3 million horsepower in those engines. Each, I think. 3 million each, I think it is. It's ridiculous. But as you can see here, we have the two halves of the tank. One of them, as I said, was a little bit distorted. We have a nozzle from one of the orbiter's engines, which will go somewhere here on the back, like this. It's on the back. It looks like I'm grabbing a dog's nose. Anyway, yeah, so this is what I want to do, guys. This is my next port of call, and I don't know if it's something you guys would be interested in watching me do. My plan is just to release them as videos that I will do and then edit and upload, because I'm quite sure you guys don't want to literally see paint dry, or watch glue dry, or watch me paint an entire tank. You know, I'll probably start painting a little bit of it, and then I'll go, okay, I'll be back when this is done. And then I'll be like, well, okay, we're going to give it a second coat. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to be around all that, so I will be editing a lot out. And as for the shuttle body, I really wanted to spray it all in white before I got started, so that there'd be no exposed plastic when it's done. So the solid rocket boosters and the orbiter, just to paint them in white, but I don't know if you can mix enamel and acrylic. Does anyone know if you can do that? If I spray the whole shuttle in acrylic matte white, can I then paint enamel on top of it? Will it cause any chemical reactions? If anyone knows that, let me know. I know it's not advisable to mix the two, but I don't know what if any, consequences there are. Because maybe, I don't know, maybe an option then would be to buy matte white, well, it's always matte anyway, white primer, just white primer paint, and just paint the shuttle like that. But again, you know the stuff you use on your car, or maybe your car bumpers and stuff, or your car body? well, that. But again, I don't know whether that's acrylic based or what. So I might have to look into that. Because I would like to paint the entire body first, spray it, and then just get it ready for, for painting these edges in a grey colour. Then we've got the matte black here, and then the tiles have got to go on. But I don't want this to be plastic if I can help it. I want it painted first. I could paint it with matte white enamel. I do have enough matte white paint to do it, to brush the whole thing, but oh boy, that's going to take some time. So is this, to paint this in the colour that it's supposed to be. I got 4 tins of paint for this, but 2 tins is going to be enough, and then the other 2 tins will obviously be for the other model whenever that gets done. So yeah, hopefully we're going to end up with a lovely stack system like this, and that'll be it. So I have done enough talking now. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye for now.